to start from a good, happy place. Look, hold on to possibilities of who you wanna be. What you see, what you believe, be your destiny. Like they say, everybody can take this ride. Sometime you must encourage yourself to live the good life. Everybody wants a good life, yeah, a piece of pie. See, everybody wants the good life, the good life.
Wow. Wow. I love it. Welcome to Ambassador Digital Magazine Live. So good to see you guys. So good to be with you guys. And also, so you know, we begin our show, and thank you so much for our opening. I love our opening. I'm going to say once again, thank you to Rakeem Walker Project and his lovely wife, the amazing Gloria Ryan. The good life. And that's who we are. We are still living our lives, and we live our life as you know, Ambassador Digital Magazine. It's all about living your life with passion. So I'm excited today. I'm so excited. Have a great show coming. Some very important, very special people to me in my life and in Harlem's life. You know, they're just Harlem royalty, as I like to say. So, and we're going to bring them on a little bit later. But first, we always give a shout out to our essential healthcare workers. The pandemic is still happening. We're still wearing masks. We're still trying to figure this whole thing out with the social distancing, with the restaurants, with going back to school. Kids will be going back to school soon, and just all of that. You know, even though we know here in New York, our numbers are down and everything, I guess around the country, there's certain things that are spiking. So once again, the healthcare workers are still out there fighting the good fight for all of us. So we, even though there's no pots and pans banging like they used to be at 7 o'clock, we always give them a lot of love. Okay, so and then you know, this is I think next week's officially Harlem Week, but as we said in the very beginning, at the top of the month, for us it's Harlem Month, because it's always been for us beyond just a week. Because we, you know, here in Harlem, we like to celebrate all month long. We're that kind of people, happy people, celebratory people. And so, interesting, I want to show you guys something. A really good friend of mine, Elizabeth, if you're watching, thank you so much. She got me this gift, and I hope I can show it to you guys. If you can see it, okay, just want to show you. What is that? That is an original menu from Joe Louis restaurant. The fighter Joe Louis had a restaurant in Harlem on 125th Street, and that's one of the original menus. So in honor of Harlem's history, I got one of these little gifts I'm gonna put up on my wall. And to me, it's his art, you know. So thank you, Elizabeth, for that. And what else we're gonna, you know, listen. As I like to say, you know, I don't like to say it, but I will be saying it. Hi, Shell, how are you? Hi, Casey. People are joining us as we speak. I like to say give shout outs, but today is a good day to arrest the killers for Breonna Taylor. We're waiting, we're fighting. We will not stop until the cops that are responsible for her murder are arrested. Oprah Winfrey put up 26 billboards in Kentucky. She also put on the cover. We mentioned that last week, but she put on the cover, but she took it a step further and put up 26 billboards, you know, in unity for arresting the killers, to keep bringing attention to that. Also on social media, a lot of celebrities have been wearing a T-shirt that says the exact same thing, bringing the killers to justice, you know, justice for Breonna Taylor. So, you know, and so we got to always, we just got to keep the pressure. and we will keep the pressure as long as they're out there. Her family, Breonna deserves it. Her family deserves it. The American people deserve justice. Black people deserve justice. And justice has not been served in this case. So until that happens, I'm going to keep talking about it. Here's the t-shirts. You see a lot of celebrities: Regina King, Amanda Seales, and I forget her name. Another actress. She's they're all in unity in terms of Patrick. Hi Patrick. Hi Sheila. Arresting Breonna's killers. Anita. Hi Anita. Good to see you. So okay, y'all. Social media got lit up once again. And we're going to talk about a little bit. WAP the hell out of everybody. Okay? Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion proclaiming, but all I'm going to say is this. As a man, I'm going to stay over here. You proclaim your sexual empowerment any way you feel, because we as men, I don't know why we even try to own the situation. We should not own it. We don't own it. So if women want to proclaim, if they want to unite and proclaim what they want to proclaim, we know what it stands for. Then let them have it. And people of my generation see it, went in on them. Ironically, here we go. All right, here we are. It's one of those moments, okay? But I want to say this about it, is that, Cardi is a lot. She a lot. But I'm going to say this about it, is that our generation, or not even my generation, it's a little bit after my generation, people my age, there was Lil' Kim in the 90s, Adina Howard, generations prior to that, there was Millie Jackson. I mean, and let's not even talk about the men, and people might say this is exploited, but I think if women are they want to own it and they want to claim it, I've got to step out of this conversation, just like I would have to step out of the conversation when it comes to women's abortion rights, and women's rights, and owning their own sexuality in their bodies. So I'm just gonna move out of that. Okay? So, and I want to know what you guys think on that. And I know listen, here's my feeling about that. We talk about, the role models to young girls. I have a daughter. This is not her cup of tea. And why? I'm a good parent. My ex-wife is a good mom. Okay? My daughter makes her decisions and will make her decisions. But this isn't going to lead her somewhere. A video won't do that. Okay? Cardi B won't do that. So all you parents out there, you're a parent. Remember what I said. Okay? And moving on. Oh, one last thing with the video. We won't run it again. We're not running it again, Paul. But only one thing I'll say by Kylie Jenner. I feel if this is about Black women owning it, that the one part about the video I felt was, parents should be role models. Exactly. So I'm a role model to my daughter, not Cardi B. How about that? So is my ex-wife. Okay? Just think on that. And I was going to say about the video, in the video, you had Kylie Jenner who came out strutting out. And I'm thinking, if you want to keep it my only one thing with that video as an artistic person might have been, the person that should have been in that role would have been Lil' Kim. That would have shown a nice stream, a lineage of what they're trying to convey. That's all. That's my only thing on the video. That's my only thing about what I have to say about the whole controversy about that, because it did light up social media. And this show is on social media. So we talk about that. Okay? Lil' Kim would have come out and she would have killed it. It would have been also really, it would have, like I said, it would have been more of a cohesive moment. Okay? And then now, the big news. Let's talk big news here. So Joe Biden, let us all know who his Democratic vice presidential nominee is. Kamala, Senator. Let me say that first. Senator Kamala Harris. Don't forget the senator part. She earned that. Okay? And it's Kamala. It's not Kamala. It's Kamala. And people wanted to know how there's controversy because of her history in regards to her record as being, attorney general, all that kind of stuff back, when she was in California, being in California. But you know what? And what she did, incarcerating a lot of black men. Here's my thing. We're all voting blue. I'm voting blue. I'm voting for Biden. This is Biden's pick. I want the orange trash out of the White House. Okay? I think she's learned. I think she's grown. I think she's done other things that they're not even talking about in terms of some of her on her record. And I'm saluting the fact that this is history making. Okay? This is historic. And black women, and she is a black woman. Her father's Jamaican. Look at my face, y'all. Jamaican. Okay, mother's Indian and Jamaican. How y'all gonna even twist your mouth to say she's not fully black when her father's Jamaican? Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. This is Uncle Musa talking to y'all. Okay? Because if she's not black, then my father wasn't black, and my father is half. My grandmother was Dutch. Can't tell my father wasn't black. Can't tell me I'm not a black man. Okay? So stop the nonsense. Just stop it, y'all. You know who you're voting for, all right? And this is the most important election. Okay? We know the garbage that he's done in 4 years. Why are you even debating this? This is his pick. I think she's strong. You saw how she tore into all of Knucklehead's people. She ripped them apart. And you know she's going to rip Pence apart in the VP debate, which we all can't wait. I think the last time I saw a fight like that, it would probably be Tyson versus whoever. Okay? She's going to knock him out. Period. And that's what we want. All right? And it's a great day. It's also a great day for Howard University. Big up to Howard University, who's produced more leaders. It's a great day for the AKAs, one of the oldest of sororities, and the HBCUs. We talk a lot about other schools, but the HBCUs have produced so many leaders, so much greatness. I didn't go to a black college, unfortunately. It's one of my regrets. I wish now I went to Morehouse or Howard or any of them, but I didn't go, But there's a magic and there's something very special that they have. I heard all her line sisters, they're going hard. So let's just not forget that who we're about, what we're for. So, so that's Senator Kamala Harris. You got my vote, and what did Casey say? Let me tell you, get rid of that ass in the White House, honey. Orange. Orange stinky thing. Sheila, I can't wait either. So I'm so happy that this is where we are right here. Yes, Kamala, yes. Thank you, cousin. I'm so glad that you guys are joining us. This is going to be a great show. And I am so excited. That was my opening. I'm so excited because these next two women are just, like I said before, extremely special, not just to me, but to Harlem. I can't talk enough about the first person I'm going to talk about, first woman. She is literally a living legend here in Harlem. And Vy Higginsen, one of the first women, she's just groundbreaking. First woman on radio, produced Broadway show for Joe Turner's Coming Home. We're going to talk about that. and then with her daughter, Knoelle, her beautiful daughter, who she raised in entertainment with her and her handsome husband, Ken Widrow. It's an amazing family with an incredible Harlem legacy. They run the Mama Foundation for the Arts. They work with our children. They're giving culture. They're giving them the ropes on what it's like to be in the business, but also the grounding that's needed. So with that said, I want to introduce to you, to my audience, please welcome Vy and Knoelle Higginson.
Woo!
Woo, 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 woo.
Hey.
What up, family? I love you guys. Let me get a little more center for you guys. So good to see you both. Look beautiful, beautiful ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is like, you know, this for me, it's like family, y'all. It's not even, you know, I love them so much. You know, if you're from Harlem or you're visiting Harlem, these women mean so much to the community. I have to say that as a Harlem ambassador. And Casey Duke said icon, absolutely, 100%. And they mean so much to the community because what they're doing. You don't understand, I mean, you do understand that you have this incredible legacy that you're passing down and that you're really igniting our generation. And then here you are with your beautiful daughter who's just, you guys are doing it. So I'm going to jump right in. Vy, we're going to start with you, Vy.
Okay.
Okay. And just talk a little bit about, you know, gosh, you know, your family has been here for how long why don't you tell us, how long has your family been in Harlem?
My family's been in Harlem for almost 100 years. And we're on the block of 126th Street between Lenox and 7th Avenue. Father came from Barbados. Mother came from Richmond, Virginia. And they met and married here in Harlem. And they had 4 kids, and I'm the youngest of the 4. And so we grew up in this brownstone here in Harlem. So, and the church was on 130th Street and Lenox Avenue. And that's what the story of Mama I Want to Sing is all about this block and that church. And you know something, Musa? That church produced James Baldwin.
Oh, stop. Look at that.
No,
I didn't know that.
yes,
I did not know that. Wow.
And it also produced the first Black filmmaker who did all the movies with Cicely Tyson. And that was a church run by a woman. Her name was Mother Horn. And she was iconic in the Harlem area. And they brought up all that property on Lenox Avenue, now where that Pioneer store is, and all down that block on 130th Street. So that's part of the legacy and history of Harlem.
Fantastic. So talk a little bit about you're one of 4. So talk a little bit about your family, about the 4 children, because you were all musical, right?
Well, it kind of passed me over. I didn't get it for music. I got it for appreciation.
For your voice. Right.
Yeah. But my oldest sister, Doris Troy, you know, she sang in that church. And she also, we're half a block from the Apollo Theater. So after my father died, my sister became a little rebellious. And she went down to sing at the Apollo and auditioned for amateur night at the Apollo Theater. But she got to see the greats of that time, you know, those voices that still are in my brain, you know, like Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan, Nina Simone. Doris Troy got to see those people at the Apollo Theater, and she wanted to do that. And she wrote that song called Just One Look. That became a pop soul classic. Huge hit, yeah. So all of that happened right here in Harlem. All of that happened right here on 126th Street, Lenox and 7th Avenue. Yeah.
Wow.
Harlem
and then,
history.
So then, you know, so here you are. You have an incredible voice. Your speaking voice was how how did you get on the radio? Like, I mean, because that just doesn't happen. We're talking about an era where a time where they just offer jobs like that. You know what I mean? How did that happen for you, Vi? I think people want to know.
Ah, oh, well, I think my sister had a little bit to do with it because after they figured out I couldn't sing because all the rest of the kids could, but I could talk. And so she would make me talk to her. She would just have me stand there and read a book. She said, "You really have a voice." And that kind of stuck with me as perhaps maybe that was part of my destiny. And so I went to a broadcasting school and I wanted to do things about beauty and fashion. I went to FIT. So we were all involved in the Stephen Burrows days and all the fashion of
Right.
that time.
People don't know
And
that though.
yes, oh yeah, very much in the fashion industry. And then I wanted to do things in beauty and fashion. I took it to this iconic man named Frankie Crocker, the chief rocker, Frankie Crocker. They had started a new FM station, and there were no women on primetime radio. And I took him that tape and I said, I just want to do, just tips and habits for women and how to dress and makeup and all that kind of stuff. He said, no, I want you to be a disc jockey. I said, I don't know how to be no disc jockey. But I became a disc jockey, and that's what happened. And the rest was history. Became number one in New York City. It was called the Total Black Experience in Sound. And then that just went all over the country. So then it became number one in the whole country. It was like a beautiful time in music. It's my favorite music of all time. You see the Stevie Wonders, you see Frankie Crocker, you saw, Ken Webb and, all the great voices on the radio of that time, the music of Curtis Mayfield and Teddy Pendergrass and Aretha Franklin and Ashford and Simpson. Music!
Wow. That's the music, that's the radio that growing up that we listened to. We were all so well known in our households. That's when we all really, really listened to the radio. And we listened as a family. We went to bed to the radio.
I know. You came home, turn on the light, turn on the radio.
Yes.
Friends were, yeah.
So it was a great time for family, and so Knoelle, lovely Knoelle.
Hi.
So how was it for you? Did you start out like, I asked this question early, but did you start out wanting to be a performer because you're around it so much?
I started out, first of all, thank you, Musa. I love you so much. I remember when we did our birthday party together. We blew Harlem up, honey child. It was so, we just tore it up, and everybody was looking so fabulous. So I'm so happy to be here today. How was it for me? I was a product of my environment. And it kind of made a through line. Not everybody wants to do what their parents want to do. Yay, do I look the same?
You look the same. With the ball on the top of your head too.
Not every child wants to follows the footsteps or the area that their parents are in, but it was unconsciously conscious. It was in my system. I was on stage in my mother's stomach when Mama Wanna Sing was birthed on 104th Street and 5th Avenue at the Old Boys Harbor, then the Heckscher Theater, now the Theater El Barrio. But I just remember being around the richness of the voices in Mama I Wanna Sing, which is so much of the history of our Black people here in New York. I know that Mama I Wanna Sing was the largest employer of Black people at that time in any one place. And that was written up in the New York Times and many other places. And so it made history on that front. But my start was being there. And I just remember one day when the sequel came along, because there was Mama I Want to Sing 1, and then there was a part 2. And in the transcendence to the part 2, there was a part written for a little girl. and they had hired a young girl to be in the show, and then one day she didn't show up, and so I saw the fire trying to be put out, and the producers were in the front of the theater trying to figure out what do we do, and I pulled out my mom's coat and I said, you know what, I can do it. But I think I was like 6 years old at the time. But I was the only child and I was around a lot of adults. And so I grew up very, very fast. So I said, I can do it. And and they put me on stage, and I think the rest was kind of history. And it's been a amazing, absolutely, I can't even express how much gratitude. You never know when you come into this world what parents you're going to get. You don't know, but I was absolutely extremely blessed with the most amazing journey thus far. And it's been a musical one, and it's been a creative one, and it's been one that celebrates Harlem and where the roots of its history come from, and also where the roots of my father's history come from, because it's always been a collaboration. And so, yeah, that was part of the beginning. And then I traveled all over the world with Mama I Want to Sing, and I got to sing with so many amazing people like Desiree Coleman Jackson, like Shirley Caesar, like CeCe Winans, and the list goes on. But so grateful that my roots, and I'm able to continue the legacy.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's so interesting because I went to school and graduated with Desiree Coleman.
Yes.
So we're the class of '83, the High School of Music and Art, the Fame School up in Harlem. And I went, a lot of our classmates came to Boys Harbor. I remember going when she first started. I saw Vy. I think maybe even afterwards I got to say hi. Here I'm like 19 years old, and seeing our classmate. So the connection has always been there, and that's an amazing story, because what I love about the background of that is the unity between how this happened. And Vy, you want to go into that, between you and your husband, your life partner, Knoelle's dad, Ken Woodrow. You want to talk a little about that?
Well, how we met, I wish I could hear Knoelle, but I couldn't really hear what you were saying, but I was imagining it by the expression on your face. Yeah, well, Ken and I, we met on a television show. It's called Midday Live. He had written a book about being single. And then somehow we've been together ever since. We just celebrated our 35th wedding. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. 39th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Wow, that seems like, yeah, it's amazing. So at any rate, yeah, we wrote and produced and put on Mama I Want to Sing. And little did we know that these years later that the young child would end up playing the role and have the same octave range, which is such a rare gift and such a rare talent to be able to have that many octaves. And that's what that role required, that the person could sing everything, every kind of music.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys, what I love about you guys is that, first off, this mother and daughter team, you guys have done so much together. And, so you're working together. So let's talk a little bit about that. How is it you guys, because people always they see you around, and they sometimes one with the other or without, and it's always, if I see Knoelle, what am I gonna ask? How's your mom?
Right.
How's your mom? And vice versa. Right. And so how is that?
Where's Knoelle?
Where's Knoelle? How is that, working together? Doing what you guys do? How is that?
It's pretty awesome. We were talking about this. I was awestruck by just the process of birth, and to imagine having an infant that grows up that's working right beside you. So I'm still kind of awestruck because I participate in this evolution mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, you know, side by side, and then to be working together to give something back to a community that's so dear to us, and to have her use her talent, her gift, and her education so that she could give back to young people who might not have that access to the opportunity to to have that level of training and
Mhm.
input. So for me, it's pretty magical to be part of the vision, and pretty magical to execute the vision with someone you care about and someone you love, and who cares as much about it as you do.
Well, you two worked together recently. Was it a year ago or a year before with Tommy Hilfiger?
Oh my God.
Well, how was that experience? Because I heard it was, I mean, it was an epic show at the Apollo,
Well,
right?
see, yeah. And the thing about Knoelle is, like, she has a little bit of a piece of all of us. She has a piece of my sister Doris Troy, my sister Joyce, and my mom, you know, so the effort that was put in to pull off this epic event right outside of the Apollo Theater, where we had to bring 50 young voices to that stage, and 25 of them in an overnight where we stood up all night. I'm sorry to call you this time. We need your kid tomorrow. And, you know, we were able to, you know, not only teach, but produce, because that's kind of what mama means. Mama means to nourish, encourage, and fine tune. And foundation means to educate, experience, and gain access to opportunity. So having these opportunities to be behind the scenes and see how things operate, and how the cameras work, and how the clothes, and to help somebody else execute their vision, and to have a vision as big as the Tommy Hill figure, it was just pretty amazing to see that level of diversity, that level of commitment, and that level of excellence, and to
Right.
be part of that, and to watch Knoelle be part of that. That was
Right.
just awesome.
I got the call from a friend of mine who I
Yeah.
had worked with many years ago, and his name is Law Roach, and he evolved to be a celebrity stylist over the years, but he sat down in Harlem for a while, and he was selling vintage clothing, and I met him through another amazing mutual friend of all of Harlem's, Richard Peltzer, who's amazing.
Yes.
And
Love Uncle Richard.
yeah, we love Richard. And so I kept in touch with Law over the years, and he became very close with Zendaya, and became her main stylist. And she will not leave him. She sticks with him. And so they partnered with Tommy, him, her, and Tommy, and they made this amazing clothing line in ode to the 60s and the 70s, in which they brought back that flair to the clothing line, which was absolutely incredible. So he sent me a message on Instagram. He said, Harlem cannot be Harlem without you guys. We have got to include you in this Tommy Hilfiger show. And I said, let's do it. You know, you can't come up to Harlem without, you know. So,
Right.
yeah. So, but it was absolutely epic. It brought the entire world to, I had never seen anything like that in my life. You had Gigi and Bella Hadid on the front row, Dapper Dan, you know,
Right.
You know, just so many people from all over the world who had never experienced Harlem, and that moment brought it together. So.
Right. I mean, I wasn't there, but what I saw the pictures, and I, you know, having been in shows, and I said, okay, this is a big one. This is a really big, they really went all out. And it reminded me a lot of the great shows from back in my era, where it was just, like I said, the front row is laced, and then this big production. And Tommy Hilfiger pulled out all the stops for that. And I was so proud when I heard that you guys were a part of that, because the minute I heard that and saw that in part of the production of it, was I said, okay, so that now I know that it's going to be done right.
Yeah.
And it's also going to be done real. Because you can't fake Harlem.
No.
That's the thing about it. People always say that, you know, we can't fake no Harlem. So having you guys, you know, just said, oh, it's authentic. You know, and that's it. That's it. That's what I loved about it. when I just gotta tell you guys, see you guys and said, oh, this is, I mean, if you come to Harlem, you might run into you guys at at Whole Foods. We go, I'm gonna segue. A segue.
Yeah.
Because you also, and the reason why I bring up Whole Foods is because, at Whole Foods, you might run into Vy or Knoelle because they have their own hot sauce, their own seasoned sauce. Tell me the sauce again, the name of it, one more time.
Mama's.
Feel good. Mama's One Sauce. That's it.
Mama's One
sauce for
Mama
all
One.
at
Mama
Whole
One.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love that sauce because it just tells the whole story of 126th Street. It tells the story of that brownstone that we grew up in. It tells the story of how my mother had to figure out a way to raise 4 kids, and she, became a rooming house. And so the people in the rooming house were always interesting to me because they came from the Caribbean, or they came from the South, or they came from East India, and they came to New York. And, they were trying to find their way, but they came with their recipes. But in a brownstone, you can only have one kitchen. And so they would come down with their recipes, and the house would be full of these scents and these spices and these herbs from all over. I just loved it. So in honor of my mom, I wanted to recreate a little slice of Harlem inside of this bottle with those spices and those herbs. And so we put it together. We put the recipe together, me and my partners, and we made it mild, spicy, and fire. So that you could put it on everything. We just wanted it to be one sauce. You don't have to worry about any.
Just spice. I love it.
All you have to do, you can put it on, you can put it in fish and salad and vegetables, and it gives everything that little extra something, makes it feel good and taste good all over. That's what Harlem's all about, good food and good music. Yeah.
Big shout out to Whole Foods and collaborating with just a lot of the local brands, because it's a huge brand. And the fact that they came into the neighborhood and was giving opportunities. Hey, Knoelle.
Thanks
Evan.
to Knoelle.
Yay, Knoelle.
Thanks to Knoelle, Evan Hendricks. Yeah, I think I love when they come Harlem Park to Park. How about that?
Knoelle.
All right, matter of fact,
that cover was fabulous, honey child.
We got to talk about that. Most recently, you guys all collaborated, and we had them on last week with the Black Lives Matter mural, which was just right outside your door.
Yeah.
It's right outside your door, basically.
Right outside the door.
It was
basically.
It was really
Talk
a
about
moment,
it.
it was
Talk
a
about
moment
Knoelle.
because I know that the ladies didn't expect the city to allow them to block that off for as long as they did. And it was an absolute blessing that a part of the summer of 2020, we got to say that we were, come meet us at the mural.
Right.
Come down, come hang out. And it became a community affair where I would walk to work every day, and it would be something to look forward to, that I know people would be hanging out, and I'd see Erica outside and we'd have a conversation, and it would start my day off in the right way. Right. And so that was part of a blessing of 2020 that we got to be involved. So thank you, Knoelle, and the Black Lives Matter mural, and everybody who made the community who helped fund and put that together.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to show, we just want to show a clip, and we just showed a clip of of the behind the scenes of the makings of the Tommy Hilfiger show.
And I do want to say about this is that for those who don't know, the Young People's program from Mama Foundation for the Arts is now 14 years old, going on 15 years old. And when my mother and I started the groundbreaking program, we called it then Gospel for Teens. We didn't realize it would become a mecca of thousands of kids who we've reached musically and enriched through music. And now the mission of the program is to provide platforms for young people's talent. Because a lot of times artists don't have a place and a space to express themselves. And so Tommy Hilfiger, Red Rooster, Knoelle, and Whole Foods we want to make sure our young people are cultivated and actually have opportunities to practice what they learn in our training and in our classrooms. So that's what you guys are looking at now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking at. You're so right, Knoelle and Vi. It's all about, I can't stress this enough. It's all about opportunity, giving them opportunity, and beyond obviously giving them the skills and the training, right? But then providing the opportunity. And when I look at this and I look at people like, yourselves and Knoelle and just our community, how you're able to really just galvanize, come together, and give our young people opportunity. And that's what I love about Mama Foundation for the Arts. And we can talk about that. And people need to, I want to say one thing before, right, 1 second. And people that are watching and listening to this program, support Mama Foundation for the Arts in any way that you can, financially, whatever, your support, because they're doing the really good work. I've met these young people, I've seen them, and we talk about putting quality. These young people are gonna go off and do fantastic things. And this is where it begins. So I just had to say that. So you want to talk about a little bit about Mama Foundation for the Arts, guys?
Yes, I do, Musa, but I also want to say a little bit about Knoelle really quickly before we move to the Mama Foundation, because Knoelle said something yesterday. It's collaboration, not competition. And that was, a part of what she did for us, because a portion of the proceeds for the Mama's One Sorts go back to the Mama Foundation so we can keep our, because we offer our program free to all the young people who attend, because many of our musical children can't afford to have $100 or $150 1-hour lesson. So we bring them in and give them the training that they need. So we're looking to Knoelle's little daughter so that she can come in and be part of this program as time goes on. So, big shout outs to Knoelle for bringing over 200 vendors into the whole food process. So yeah, and grateful to what the Mama Foundation is about the music, but it's more than music. It's we give young people life skills and how to be successful. So we want to say, send us your musical child, and we will nourish, encourage, and find it. Send, if you got a little child and he's up there trying to sing and jump around and stuff, send it, because we will take a hold of them and impart in them some of the skills and the principles that it takes to live a full, wholesome life. And it's about making a whole human being. That's what we want our young people to be, because they are, in fact, the future leaders of the country. And each one teach one, each one reach one. And that's really what this is all about, to help our young children, because it takes a village. You got to give them something to do, some places to go, and some people to meet. That's what we got to do for our babies.
And speaking of that, what I love also, Knoelle, you're doing some great work as well. You directed, wrote, conceived a video, right?
So the new word is pivot. The new word is pivot, because we're in a pandemic, and that's how do you navigate? How do you reinvent yourself? How do you connect really and with others, so we can uplift each other during a pandemic? And so this is one of the things that I took on in the beginning, and I had an idea because virtual choirs, I started to see them pop up, and I said, our young people, let's work on something. Now we have a little time, and so I started to master over the 3 months in the beginning how to put together virtual choirs, how to direct them and produce them, because that's probably one of my first loves is producing and putting people in the right place. And so this is one of the best works that I've done during the pandemic. We collaborated with DJ Cassidy, And it was quite a feat to produce this. We built a recording studio in our school. We had socially distanced studio recording, laid down a track to Wake Up Everybody, sung by Teddy Pendergrass. And we put it out there to the world, and we had our young people do it, and the voices just are incredible. We filmed it in their homes, and then we had our incredible editing team put it together, and DJ Cassidy came on, which is a friend of ours, a celebrity DJ, and he put it up on his platform. So it's something that we're really proud of now.
I love
You can find it on our Instagrams, and you can
please
see the whole
go
video.
to Instagram and watch the video again and again. It's so awesome that at this time, you're still pivoting, you're finding a way to bring hope to our young people, that even this time that they're not alone and they can still create. So
Yes.
they still got their teacher, loving on them in this moment and creating something really fantastic. So hats off to you, Knoelle.
We love you, Musa. We love the way that you have pivoted. You've really done a great pivot during the pandemic, and it's absolutely incredible. Paul, everybody who's involved in Ambassador Digital Magazine, quality work, and that's what Harlem is about. You know, Musa, honey child, we are Pisces.
And thank you for giving us a glorious Mother-Daughter Day.
Yes.
Listen, here's an interesting part. Originally, when I thought about Ambassador Digital Magazine, right, there were certain people that I was like, okay, well, I'm doing a cover on them. I don't know when, right? Because we have this pandemic going on. But they're getting a cover. And we're going to do this. And it was, you guys were like, that was on my head. That's the blueprint. And so to me, like I said, this is a mother and daughter team, like I said, that I love to see. When this happens, it's a very special thing. And I felt that at this time, more than ever, we need to show love. And we need to have this kind of love, creative love. Because we're gonna when we're stuck or we're in spaces, we got to figure out how to be creative. And I thought of love, creativity, you too. So I'm honored to have you guys be a part. Hey, Courtney, I see you, Crystal. I see you. I can always do my shout outs, guys, because I see them on Mr. Gallery. I see you, Chet. I saw you, Diane. We're all waving to you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And I want to. What people don't know, and I should have told this earlier, but Vy, you also, I was an actor. Model, actor, yada, yada, yada. And one of the main things I love, and I still love to do, obviously we can't do it right now, was go to see plays. And I actually got to meet this playwright. I got to meet him at Jezebel's, believe it or not, years ago, when he was doing this particular play that you helped co-produce, which was Joe Turner's Come and Gone. And that's astounding. When I think about that, guys, I know she's Vy Higginsen, right? But you guys understand there's a lot of firsts and a lot of obstacles that women are still facing today. And you were one of those women that were on Broadway, The Great White Way, producing one of our great plays by one of the great playwrights. Tell us about that.
Wow, that was an amazing experience to have a seat at the table on Broadway at that time, to go behind the scenes and to work with the great Schubert organization and the other producers and all the young people who were part of, Joe Turner's Come and Gone launched many careers that Delroy Lindo was originally. Angela Bassett was just starting out, and she was in that show. There were many great young starting out actors, and it was a brilliant play, and it was so dramatic, and yet it was a little ahead of this time because the pain of slavery for Black people was still raw, and the guilt of slavery for white America was too strong. To see the pain of a Black person in slavery looking for their lost child was very strong. It was so powerful. But I'm thinking it now is a better time to make, as people are more comfortable and more mature about looking about what really happened to us in American history. So yeah, but sitting at the table uh, uh, was a powerful experience from the standpoint that, you know, the cultures are so different, and how we look at each other and look at each other's culture is different, and how we can think we know something about a culture that we really don't know, and they don't know about our culture. So it was often tough to have to be a woman and fight back when you're sitting at that table and say, no, 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 that's not how, no, no, no. And it was hard, but you know, we learned if it's a blessing or a lesson, one of the two. Now you know what to do about it if you ever sit at that table again. I'm glad to have had the opportunity.
Yeah, and because of you, Vi, you know, your daughter and all of our daughters have opportunities that weren't there before.
That weren't
And
there.
so I thank you. I thank you for helping us pave the way. I look at your beautiful daughter and the great work that she's doing, you know, on her own, in her own right, in her own space at this time. You know, comes as a direct reflection of the work that you put out there. You know what I mean? So you don't ever realize the reverberation of all the good work that you've done. And so
I I'm just, you know, I'm smiling and grinning because what she has been able to do and produce and give and support is truly amazing. And I'm so ever so grateful that we have this time together to work together and to do, put into action what our ideas and visions are. So I'm deeply grateful to Knoelle and deeply grateful to you, Musa, and also to Nakoa for seeing us and hearing us. And the Harlem.
um, we know we're going to say as we move into the sliding in, and I asked this before. Tell us from both of you, what does Harlem mean? What does Harlem mean to both of you? We can start with you, Vi. What does Harlem mean to you? Since we're celebrating Harlem Month, Harlem Week, what does it mean to you? What is it giving you?
Harlem to me is uh, all about music. So for me, as a young girl growing up in this neighborhood, which looked a little different than it does now, the music came from the clubs and it was jazz. And the music came from the church and it was gospel. And the music came from the Apollo Theater and it was R&B. And the music came from the street corners when the groups would sing under the light, and it was doo-wop. So my childhood and this community was full of music and full of people who came to Harlem because they wanted to be on that Apollo stage or because they wanted to sing and express themselves. So Harlem means to me a whole mecca of music from people who came and brought their sounds from the South and wherever they came from, whether it was the blues or the jazz. And so Harlem is rich, and it's music, it's good music, and it's good food, and it's art, and it's culture, and it's history. It's Harlem.
Wow. And Knoelle?
Yes. Well, Harlem is a feeling to me. And if I were to place what Harlem means to me in this generation, it means pride. And for me, the pride stems from the history and our ancestry and what they put into this community and to the streets. And when I travel around the world and I meet new people, and the first thing they say, "Where are you from?" And I say, I stick my chest out and I hold my shoulders back, and I say, I'm from Harlem. And of course, you got to put an accent on the HA, right? You got Harlem. You got to Harlem. And their reaction is, oh, ooh, and that's right, because Harlem is a physical. When somebody even says it, a feeling comes over you physically, and it's the ancestors looking over us, and the roots of the music, and even the oppression and what they went through, and you physically feel it. So that's what Harlem means to me. It's a vibe.
You're a vibe. You're both a vibe. You two are a whole vibe, a whole mood.
We love you.
And with that said, this is one of the great parts about the program that we love talking about, and is honoring you guys. You are our Ambassador Digital Magazine's 13th cover.
Oh,
Lucky 13.
Woo!
yes.
And we're very excited to unveil your cover, a little editorial that we did, a beautiful shoot that we did with these phenomenal women, mother and daughter team, Black excellence, Harlem royalty, my dear friends, Vy and Knoelle, Sing Harlem.
Sing Harlem.
Sing Harlem, baby. There we
Oh,
Wow.
look at that.
Wow.
Wow.
Wanted something really classic that you both are, signature, and you two sing Harlem.
Wow.
Just something that you guys will look back at and see the beauty that you both are.
Wow.
Wow. That's thank you
That is
so
amazing.
I thank my beautiful team, Paul Morjean, who did this incredible photo.
Incredible.
Director.
Paul.
Yes,
Hey,
Paul.
you're welcome.
And we got two makeup artists, Kevin McQueen, right, and Ashley Walters.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for working on this project with us. And then the two beauties in the photo.
So awesome.
Wow.
Incredible.
And we have
Thank
another
you,
question.
Rosa.
Thank you, so welcome. You want to show the thank you, Diane. Thank you, Casey.
Yeah, thank you.
Can we show the other one?
Yeah.
The other one, yes, you hang tight. I'm gonna show you.
You know, so yeah, a great shoot, you guys. And we all, and just let you people know, we social distance, we got our masks, we do all that.
Yeah.
You know, and but they came in. It was so wonderful to work with you guys. It's another one of you two.
I love that.
Beautiful cover of you two. So you got an option.
Wow.
Wow.
You got the options.
Wow.
You know, like I said, something so classic that really showed who you were and your beauty.
Wow.
And just like I said, classic. It will never go out of style. That's really one of the hallmarks that I love about anything.
Incredible.
Anything that'll have my name attached to it will always be classic. It will never go out of style.
Never.
Wow.
That's one of the
That's
hallmarks of
amazing.
Ambassador Digital Magazine. And so, but yeah, I love this. So stunning. Easy to work with, guys. Thank you so much, Casey. Did we get the other ones? Can we reveal the other two? Or they get that for tomorrow? Wait.
Yeah, let me see what I can do about that. Give me a second. I'm gonna go back into the lab. I'm gonna go back.
We got a little, you know, we'll keep talking. When we're trying to pull, we're trying to pull it up, but it's just like I said, it's really just you two. You can't, you know. And it's a vision. It's a vision that I had, And you guys, I always say it's a vision that starts here and it comes here. So I'm grateful to see this realized.
Wow.
Wow, you had a vision, and I'm so happy to be part of it. And Knoelle and I had a great mother-daughter day, bake up and dress up, and that was just great. And Paul, the space was amazing, and the creativity and the
Oh, thank you.
action
That's
and
really
the
kind. I appreciate
changing
it.
of it was just a beautiful, beautiful day. Exactly what we needed in the middle of a pandemic and Black Lives Matter and hurricanes and storms and tornadoes.
Yeah, it was a day. It was a day. It was a day.
It was a beautiful, beautiful day. Paul, thank you for your vision.
You're
and your
very
beautiful
welcome. It was my pleasure. I just wanted to make sure we honored you with the beautiful photo series. So I'm glad it came out. So right now we got 2 more photos. So hang tight.
Y'all ain't done, y'all.
I know you're sitting down, but hold on. So this is Vy. This is like we wanted to give you like a really beautiful portrait.
Hold on to your seat.
Wow. So beautiful.
Whoa.
Love it.
Whoa.
Incredible.
Wow.
Paul,
Boy,
incredible.
oh boy. That's
We
amazing.
wanted something really stunning and epic and just legendary.
Wow.
That's what I call in the business. That's an iconic photograph.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's gonna be iconic.
yeah. So thank you for being
That's lovely. Just
Just
lovely.
And
so
well,
nice.
not to be outdone. So give me 1 second. Let me just kind of flip it here.
Hold on.
Hold on. What do I got here? Screen. This is Knoelle. It's in a classic kind of mood. Let's show it.
It's epic. It slays, honey. And what I love about this photograph is we wanted to take Knoelle back to the 1930s.
Wow.
And really, that's what a movie star would have looked like if she were at the Cotton Club.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And so that's the beauty behind that. Of course, Knoelle brought the physicality that only she has, and but it's the idea behind that.
Wow. Incredible.
Wow.
Well, we're glad you're happy.
And
Yeah.
the way the piece
So
was
happy.
presented. Wow.
Yeah,
So
and
beautiful.
there's
And she's Rick Owens and Valentino.
there's more to come too. We have more photos, but we'll put those on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. We just want to give a tidbit, a little teaser.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm glad you feel that way. We think so too. So
Oh.
it was a real treat, a real pleasure to have you in my studio, and obviously make that happen with Musa. So we're definitely happy to have these photos now as a memory of what happened.
Yes.
Paul, you've got amazing vision, amazing outlook, and a great style and personality. And I just loved it and fell in love with you.
Thank you.
Of course, we love Musa, but just a great day. Thank you for such
I
a
appreciate it. Well,
beautiful picture.
we're that team that makes it happen, so we're glad we did that for you. I'm going to drop off now. Y'all enjoy. Thank you very much, everybody.
So, Knoelle?
I'm
Thank
here.
you.
Can you see
Okay.
me?
I can't see you though.
I love you. I don't know what happened, but I love you guys so much.
Okay. I love you too. If you want to jump back on, it's cool. Okay, here you go. Just want to say
Okay.
to everyone watching that, you know, working with these 2 women was a joy for me to really make this happen and really honor them. That's what we do. We continue to do it. Please support and tell everybody to support Ambassador Digital Magazine on our different platforms, from Instagram, ambassador_mag, or on Facebook and YouTube, Ambassador Digital Mag. And we just want to continue to really elevate and honor exciting, interesting, wonderful people such as these two women, and give you memories, and not only and something that you guys can look back on and watch the tape again on some of the wisdom and the great things that they're doing for not only for the community and ultimately for the world, because when you ignite a young child, you never know where they'll go in their lives. And that's what I love about you guys. It's just setting beautiful butterflies, beautiful, wonderful human beings into the world. So I thank you both for joining us, for coming on our journey, for being a part of Ambassador Digital Magazine. Love you. I love you.
Lisa, love you and thank you. And I'm so proud of you for doing this and finding a way to amplify these voices and the people on your cover. This is a brilliant idea, and I will support you all the way. It's great.
All the way. Thank you again. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Everyone, thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Have a great night. And we will, Paul.
Hey,
we did it again. Here we are.
We had a 13. Lovely. Thank you.
13. Lucky 13. We love you guys. Have a wonderful night. We will see you again.
Okay.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Ambassador Digital Live. See you there.